So, yes, this is module 2 for you. We have started with the geriatric sessions, and whenever we take any geriatric sessions or classes, I just expect that you are already familiar with the uh, gerontology or physiology of geriatric people. Okay. So welcome everyone. This is wonderful. We are catching up after a long time, and thank you for joining today's session. This is a fellowship program, and you are stepping into the landscape which is evolving. In India, soon we will have almost equal number of geriatric population as much as MCH population. So very rapidly evolving branch, and geriatric we it is taught in internal medicine and in general medicine, but definitely now it is a separate branch. We have MD geriatric medicine courses, postgraduate courses after your MBBS. So definitely this is going to be future of uh, our primary goal shifts from strictly from disease cure to maximizing functional independence and quality of life. I am palliative physician and I practice palliative and geriatric, and I see patients who are having difficulty in simple activities of daily living. So, as the
Geriatric assessment goes beyond routine examination. It focuses on functional, cognitive, and social health. Start with basic vitals and systemic examination. Assess mobility and fall risk early. Screen for cognitive impairment and memory decline. Review medications to avoid polypharmacy risks. Evaluate sensory functions like vision and hearing. Assess nutrition and daily living activities. Consider emotional and social support systems. A comprehensive approach improves elderly care outcomes.
Section 1, comprehensive geriatric assessment. What is the need? How to take it? Okay. So, there are barriers, there are important factors, and why we need to have it. So, coming to the section 2 for today's session, that is history, pillar 2. So, let's talk about the small things or nuances of medical history or history taking. This is very challenging because CGA will require you almost 1 hour. Okay, so when you navigate the complexities of geriatric history taking or typical presentation and will evaluate the patient's critical social ecosystem, you will face a lot of challenges like immediate challenges, immediate challenges like sensory deficits, hearing is reduced, vision is reduced. So there can be a lot of misunderstanding. Parents, do not forget or do not skip the nutritional assessment for them. Any unintentional weight loss of more than 5% in 1 month, okay, is a major red flag for malignancy, depression. So, unintentional weight loss more than 5% in 1 month or more than 10% in 6 months is a red flag for you. Okay, screen that time for malignancy. Then carry out mini nutritional assessment using a small tool where you can evaluate for intake, weight loss, mobility, stress, and BMI. Assess for dentition. Are they having any dentures? Are they poorly fitting? Is there pain? Or they are having any swallowing difficulties or diminished smell or taste because of the aging. And yes, all this can happen because of lack of safety. You need to assess the living environment and safety. So, is the person living in the single family home or in the apartment or in the assisted living or skilled nursing facility? Are they age friendly or are there stairs? Is the bedroom on the first floor? Uh, evaluate homes for loose rugs, poor lighting, grab bars. Hmm? Uh, Driving, should they be allowed?
In elderly patients, nutrition is often overlooked, but it directly impacts recovery and survival. Start with basic measurements like weight and BMI. Assess muscle mass using mid arm circumference. Take a detailed dietary intake history. Look for chewing or swallowing difficulties. Medications can reduce appetite or absorption. Check lab markers like albumin and hemoglobin. Use tools like mini nutritional assessment. Early detection prevents complications and improves quality of life.